Hey guys, Dave here, and it's time for the next part of my little devlog series. In the first part I made all of the movement, in the second one a lot of 3D modeling, and now let's make the sword fighting and some cool abilities. Also we need to make the enemy AI. And for those who don't know, the game was made for a 1-week game jam and it's already finished and submitted. You can download the code and also the whole project file on my Discord. And yes, of course you can play the game, link in the description. So first I made some animations for the sword, like 2 different idle and attack animations, and an animation for blocking and charging up the sword. Like always, my animator is kind of a mess, but it works. Also I made a stomp attack with a cool effect, of course using Unity's particle system. And I don't know, it's literally just some flying blocks with trails. Next I made a shockwave attack. It looks nice, but later on turned out to be completely useless. Anyway, time to make some enemies. I didn't use navmesh agents this time because I just wanted a really simple AI. So I ended up with giving each enemy a sight range, attack range and 3 possible states. Doing nothing, chasing the player or attacking the player. And the AI script basically just says, if the player is neither in sight range nor in attack range, the enemy should just stand still. If the player is in sight range, the enemy should chase the player, and if the player is also in attack range, the enemy should attack. The same goes for the ranged enemies, except the attack range is bigger and it's shooting projectiles. No one really knows where it's shooting them, but as you all know, that's just a simple bug and it totally didn't take me an hour to fix it. So the theme of the game jam was playing both sides, and that's not really the case now. I came up with the idea of playing the enemy commander. Basically, before every level you would need to place all of the enemies. That wasn't too hard to implement, I just needed to make a script to fly around, and wherever you click on the ground it will place an enemy. I then made an upgrade scene where you would automatically get after every level and could choose which stats you want to upgrade. The thing is, you also have to upgrade the enemies, just to make it a bit more interesting. Now, I definitely needed to make a tutorial, because the character has quite a lot of abilities and also I wanted to have at least a small story. So I designed a tutorial level and watched Bracky's video about making dialogues, where you basically learn how to make a monologue. With that done, I added some insanely funny text messages. Comedy gold, really. Let's move on to the actual level design. But I won't say too much because I think I'm doing a video about that in a few days, where I show you time lapses of the levels I made. Leave a comment if you'd like to see that. But to sum it up, I just used Unity's terrain editor to make a landscape and then added houses, trees and rocks. Also, I put 4 of these collectible red things in each levels, so you actually have something to do. I know guys, it's just a thing on the back of your sword, but who cares? At this point it was Friday evening at like 10 PM, 8 hours before the deadline. Now you could say, no problem, I mean the game is nearly finished. But I really struggled with the levels being loaded properly, and also I needed to add music and sound effects, as well as a good looking main screen and escape menu. And that's without mentioning all of the little bugs every programmer faces when trying to finish a game. Anyway, I somehow managed to get all of this done in time and ended up submitting the game 30 minutes and 42 seconds before the deadline. By the way, if you don't have time for a real main screen, just use a gameplay video and add a play button on top of it. Worked for me. And now thank you so much for watching. As said, the project file is uploaded and I will make a video where I explain the code a bit. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so. Feedback and questions as always in the comments, and have a nice day.